Hello and welcome to Misery Loves Mandy, where comedians talk about miserable moments and whether or not they made them into jokes. This week's guest is Chris Estrada. I was so stoked to have him on. He is the star and the creator of one of my favorite shows, This Fool on Hulu. We talked about the hatred of bicyclists on the road. Get out of the way. We talk about a time he had to do the do on a hike. Do the do, is that a thing? He shit his pants on a hike. We've all almost been there or been there. And check out the Patreon where we talk all things breakup. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and enjoy. And one of my favorite TV episodes of all time, is the Austin Powers episode.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun one.
Oh, my God. I like tears every time I watch it.
That makes me happy.
I love it so much. What? Who was the fan of Austin Powers?
It just, the joke came because I had a joke that unfunny people love to quote movies.
Yes.
And that's where it came from.
Yeah, I saw you say that in it.
Yeah, I say that to him. I go, you do, because he's convinced that he is funny.
Yeah.
Because he quotes movies. Mm-hmm. And then my character is annoyed because it's like, all he's doing is quoting. It's not anything he came up with. Uh-huh.
It's spot on. That is that person.
You know what it came from? From years ago, I wrote a sketch I never filmed. Mm-hmm. But I wrote a sketch about a comedian at a party. And at the party, everybody's like, "You're a comedian? You got to meet our friend, Eddie. He's really funny." Uh-huh. And he's like, "Is he a comedian?" "Oh, but he's funny." And then when the guy Eddie gets there, the first thing when he walks through the door is he starts quoting like Anchorman and all these movies. And everybody's dying. Uh-huh. Like, everybody's like, "How does he come up with this?" And the comedian at the party is like, he feels like he's going crazy because he's just quoting a movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, I know, but it's like he makes it his own and like he knows when to do it, And then the comedian at the party tries to do it and it doesn't work.
Uh-huh. And that is what would happen too.
Yeah, that is what would happen, yeah.
Oh, when we all, I feel like my boyfriend, he's talked about these people too that quote movies. And he's like, everyone that I grew up with would like not think I'm funny. But then I would say something and then they would say it after. Yeah. And then they would get the laugh. And I'm like,
they just maybe had better timing or
yeah, I don't know.
But that's where that idea came from. And then Austin Powers we were thinking about annoying things he could quote. Mm-hmm. And then Austin Powers became that.
I mean, there's so much with Austin Powers.
Yeah. I mean, because it's so funny.
It's so funny. Then he shows up in the T-Rex outfit. I can't even look at the screen.
Oh, yeah, that was so funny.
It's just, was it so hard not to, I'm sure.
That was really hard not to laugh during that.
Yeah.
It was like so hard because it was just like, he just shows up and it's like, just a guy trying to make everyone laugh. Yeah. And his bit fails because everybody's trying to take themselves seriously. Like it's like a therapy group, and he shows up in this costume, and everybody's just like, when you go, this person's an ass. Mm-hmm. That's what. Yeah.
But then the layers, because it's like that wasn't the costume he wanted.
Because he acted it out. He was like, "Why are you wearing that?" And it's like, "Well, I went to the party store, and then the party store didn't have it."
Yeah.
So then I was like, "Well, what do you guys have?" And they're like, "A dinosaur costume." And he's like, "Nah, I don't think that'll work." And he goes, "We'll give you a discount." So
oh my God, even thinking about it, it's just like that. Like hits the humor part when someone, I don't know, that's like my funny bone when people are failing.
Yeah,
and trying.
Yes. And he over-explains his failures.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. He always goes off tangent. So it's always, try to refocus them back.
It's so good. I could watch it a million times.
Oh, thank you for saying that. It really means a lot.
Oh, and then I'll just keep going. I'm almost done with it. But then the car at the end, I love Austin Powers too, so I caught on to every single one from the movie.
We were trying to make it like a little meta that way. Where we were just like, all right, if we're going to really go down this Austin Powers thing, let's like milk it for what it's worth.
I wonder if Mike Myers has seen it.
I hope so, man. I really hope so. I just think it's, what's funny is originally it was not going to be a dinosaur costume. Originally, it was going to be the Austin Powers costume.
Oh.
But Universal, who owns Austin Powers, didn't let us.
I think it worked out in
your
favor.
Then we said, all right, it'll be a dinosaur costume. And but we were like, what does a dinosaur costume have to do with anything? And then we'd be like, well, let's make it a failure. Like, he wanted an Austin Powers. He couldn't find it. They brought up a dinosaur costume. He was like, nah, but he was like, what if we give you a discount? And then he thought about it some more, and then he got it. So
I love when things too like don't work out like how you originally wanted, and it just ends up being a win.
Yeah, and it ended up being better. I think it ended up being better than him showing up in an Austin Powers costume.
Because
having to explain the costume is funnier.
In hand.
And he's like with his hands and. I think there was a part where like he's sitting down and it starts deflating and like
in the therapy room.
He's so good too. He's so funny in it.
Yeah, I'm sure he was great to work with. I've hosted a few of the horribly funny shows, and he's the nicest person in the world.
Yeah.
I was always so nervous. I told him, I was like, the first time I hosted, I was like, Joel, how do I say his name correctly? I sound so white. And I was like, I'm trying.
Even if you say Quinones, it's close enough.
Well, Joel wrote it phonetically for me, and I was like, I got this. That's great. Are you working on something new? Do you have a new project going?
Trying to sell another TV show. Me and my buddy wrote this show called Forklift. Okay. It's about working at a warehouse. I used to work at a warehouse.
Oh, so you know all of the behind the scenes. Yeah, I know all about it.
And it's about a guy who gets promoted to supervisor. Okay. And he has to be a supervisor to his friends.
Ooh, that's tough. Yeah.
And then he's also like trying to rise the ranks. Mm-hmm. But the idea is that when you're a supervisor, you're not a manager. You're a tattletale. Like, supervisors are supervising. Yeah, they're hall monitors.
They're looking,
they're hall monitors. So the idea is that this guy becomes a hall monitor to his friends.
That's great. So you're instantly put in a bad position every day.
Instantly. Yeah. It's him trying to hype himself up every day that he won't get disrespected by his friends.
Yeah. That's a good setup.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'm excited about that. We're pitching it, so I don't know. Hopefully somebody buys it.
Yeah, I'm sure. You've got a good record. So
thanks. I appreciate it.
I was like talking to Mike. I was like, I feel like I remember hearing when this Fool started, everyone was so excited. We're like, because there hasn't been like a stand-up that's gotten their own. I feel like you're the first in a long time that got their own show.
There was before that. There was like Rami had his show.
Oh yeah,
and then his show was a little more like a dramedy. Mm-hmm. And then we wanted to make a really hard comedy. And then I always tell people I Indiana Jones it. Like when when the door is closing and he slides through. I was one of the last comics that like slid through that old system, of like, hey, you're going to get a TV show. And then I was just like, I just fucking slid through.
Your hair was just
I greased it up properly and I slid right through it.
Yeah, it's exciting because I mean that's like so many. It's like a stand-up's dream. That's
it was cool.
The next step.
I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I was like, I thought I was gonna like do stand-up and write on other people's TV shows, and then when I got that chance, I was like, all right, fuck it, Yeah, it's cool to be part of that legacy, I guess.
It's so cool. Yeah. And I'm sure your next thing, whatever you do, will be
thanks.
Great.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm trying. Let's see if they buy it.
Someone will buy it.
I think so. Yeah. I hope so.
You motherfuckers are listening.
Yeah. Get on it.
Get on it. I wrote my Misery Loves Mandy pilot during the quarantine.
That's good.
And then I was like, I don't have any connections or don't know anything. And I was like, let me make my podcast off of the whole theme of what the pilot is. It's just like comedians use.
But it's good that you wrote it though, because you should, because then it's important to just do that. So if there comes a time, hey, I have a sample you can read, or
And then Mike over here liked it, so we're writing it into a movie.
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. But yeah, I've like, there's a lot of like, did you do a lot of acting before this?
No, I did like acting in like you know when we're stand-up, so like when your friends film sketches.
Yeah.
That was the most.
Okay.
That was the most.
Because you did great acting.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was fun. It was like, it was a little bit of a cheat code because it was like a version of me. Not exactly who I am, but a version of me.
Yeah.
So it felt a little easier. Like it didn't feel like a stretch.
Okay.
You know?
I'm going to rewatch this clip before we film.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Just try to be confident. I'm so bad with like faking confidence. Like I have to really believe in myself.
You know what helps me? And this, I have to look at somebody if I look at someone who I'm like, how the fuck did they do that? Like, they're not even good. It's fucked up, but I go, all right, then I can do it. You know? That's how I started stand-up.
Really?
Like, people go, you know when, like, sometimes people will ask you, like, who inspired you? And they're expecting you to say, like, big comics. I go, bad comics. Like, I go, open mic comics. Like,
yeah, if they can do it.
I never looked at, like, good comics. Like, I never looked at, like, Maria Bamford or like Louis C.K. or Colin Quinn. I never looked at really good comics and go, wow, I could do that. Because they're good. They're funny. They're like
very
unique.
Talented.
You know, they're very unique. They're very talented. It took me I went to an open mic before I started stand-up.
Just to watch?
Just to watch. And then I saw enough bad people that I was just like, all right, I can do it.
That's some good motivation.
Yeah, it wasn't good people who inspired me. It was bad people.
So maybe I'll watch The Room. Do you remember the movie
Yes,
The Room?
yeah.
I'll watch that and be like, if they
because that
can
guy
do
believed
it.
in himself.
Oh, he fully believed in
he
himself.
still believes in himself.
Oh, very confident person.
Yeah, he's really confident.
But that'll be my version of a movie for like an open mic.
Yes.
Did you have a friend on the open mic, or did you just go? Like, what made you go to it?
I was already like a comedy fan.
Okay.
So I was like, I found out where there was an open mic, and I just went, and I just sat in the back and watched. Like, I didn't stay the whole time, but like I stayed half of it, and I was like, I might have gone to 2, and then just watched, and I was like, all right, I think some of these people suck. And then I go, I think I can do it, you know. But not even. I also was like, well, if they suck, I can suck too, you know?
Yeah, the line, it's like the worst I can do is be as good as they are.
As they are,
That's
yeah.
the bottom
so it's
line.
Like, it's not like I was like, I'm going to go up there and blow it up. I go, well, all right, if they're not scared of sucking, I should, you know. Like,
I've definitely given people that advice that, like, you know, like after shows when people are like, oh, I want to do comedy. All my friends, that classic, the movie line people. I say, go to an open mic. You trust me, when you see the people there, you'll feel confident to go up.
That's good. I always tell people if they go, oh, I want to try it. In my heart, I want to go, don't do it.
I've said that too, though.
Sometimes I go, just don't do it. I go, not because, but just because, like, it takes so much of your life. Like, your nights are gone. But I always go, oh, try it once, and if you don't like it, that's okay, because at least you tried it.
Yeah.
And then I go, and then the minute you stop liking it, don't do it anymore. Because then people are gonna tell you're mad on stage.
We've all seen that,
and you're detached. I go, so just try it one time, go to an open mic and try it, and there's nothing. If you didn't like it, it's good. It's good that you know at that moment that you go, oh, I like this. I go, also, not doing it doesn't mean you're not funny.
That's a good thing.
You know, because you meet a lot of stand-up comics who aren't funny in like regular life.
Yeah.
Like, they're funny on stage, but not in regular life. And like, I always go, like, comedy's kind of like, you have to be funny, but as a person intrinsically, but it's a kind of a craft.
Very
you know what
much
I mean?
so.
Like, you figure out the tricks and the tools, and then I go, so it doesn't mean you're not funny if you tried it and didn't like it.
It takes so long. I don't think like people who watch stand-up understand. Like, still, I've been doing, I think, I don't know, 10 or 11 years, but every day I'm like, I need to learn how to write. Like, I'm always trying to like work on it as if I just started.
Yeah.
And it feels like that every day. Maybe I'll go through like a week phase where I'm like, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yes, of course.
And I'm like,
Yeah. But it's probably better because that way, even though it's hell, like, it's probably better that way because you get like used to. I hate overly confident comics.
Oh, yeah.
Or to me, self-doubt is funny. You know, so the idea of like, you know, self-doubt and questioning yourself is funny. That's like neuroticism, you know? It's like, I don't know. I don't think confidence is that funny.
No.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's like an admirable quality, you know? And I think comics are confident to an extent to get on stage. You
have to be enough.
Yeah, you have
to
be
it.
enough. Enough. But there are people who are overly confident that I'm just like, come on, what, you know.
It's so unlikable.
It's so unlikable. It's not relatable.
Yeah, not at all.
No.
So if you're hearing that, don't be confident.
Yeah.
We will hate you.
Yeah. Live in dread. Live in dread and self-doubt.
Okay, let's get into some weekly wieners.
Yeah, let's do it.
So a weekly wiener is just something that bugs you more than it should.
You know what bugs me? And I don't know, for your listeners, if you don't live in a city like Los Angeles, you might not be able to relate. And bicyclists.
Ooh.
Bicyclists. I'd rather you pollute the earth like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is about bicyclists? It's the confidence. it's this small frame of a bike. I'm gonna ride in the lane like I'm a fucking 4,000-pound car.
Yeah.
And the confidence to slow down traffic and not give a fuck. And not give a fuck.
A whole line of cars are always just piled up behind them.
Yeah. I know it's unreasonable, but I'm like, get on the fucking sidewalk. Like, I know. And then there's people that are going to be like, well, you can't ride bikes on the sidewalk. Like, it's like, well, but you can ride bikes on the streets. Like, it's kind of dangerous.
It's
like,
so much more dangerous.
Yeah.
I think they should be on the sidewalks.
Or like on an appropriate bike trail.
They just started building some new ones on Hollywood and Western. There's a few where they like pushed the cars out.
That pisses me off too. Because now we have, I know, I live right by one of those streets. And now they made a bike lane where the cars used to park. And the cars park on the street. So if you're not used to it, at one point you're like, why are all these cars stopped
in the middle of the street?
It's so... I think bikes are great. I just think that we're fucked. We're fucked. Because this was not a city meant for bikes. You know? So it's hard to now it feels a little too late. Like, and you know what bothers me? Every day, I don't see enough bicyclists to justify the bike lane.
That's so
Every
true.
fucking day I pass by and I see that shit empty. And it bothers me so much because I go, I'd rather be annoyed and see a gang of bicyclists.
Yeah. Make it worth all that money they just put. Like, they spend all of this money to make bike lanes, but we have the biggest, if you drive down Fairfax, your car just going through the biggest divots that have been there for
Give bikes
so
away.
long.
If it means that it'll justify these people. And you know what bothers me too? Those bike mobs.
Oh my God. What is that? That is...
Assholes is what they are. And anarchists.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of young... I feel old, but it's a bunch of young ass people who are just like, we're going to ride 50 to 100 deep. And we're just going to be a bike gang and like ride in front of your car. And it just bothers me so much.
Every time that happens, I'm like, what the hell is this?
You know the only bicyclist I respect is the DUI bicyclist. The bicyclist who's like, look, dog, I can't. I'm on this bike because I got a DUI.
He's wasted.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like it was a cop that's on a bike.
No. No, like a guy who's like my license is suspended. I can't get a license. I got nothing else. You know.
That is the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Those are the only wheels you're allowed to ride.
I know.
You're probably still.
I know
drunk.
I sound ignorant. Right away, I let people know. I know it sounds ignorant, but this is the point of it. It's a small thing that shouldn't bother you, but it does.
Yeah.
These bicyclists are mobs when they ride around, or those empty bicycle lanes, dude. I cannot tell you. I see one an hour, and I go, we moved cars to the middle of the street for this? It's insane.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to extend it or if this was like a trial section of the city because it only goes like a mile or two. It's from like Los Feliz to before Hollywood starts. But and the funny thing is, so they put these, for listeners, they put these yellow poles and they're all getting so messed up by cars hitting them that it already looks like crap. Yeah. Like it's not.
It's just hard because we're a city built for cars and, you know, cars took over here in like the 30s and 40s when they got rid of the pub. We used to, in LA, there used to be a red line trolley system.
I don't think I knew that.
Like in San Francisco.
I know San Fran has.
Yeah, there used to be we used to have really great public transportation here. But when the car industry had its eye on Los Angeles because it was not yet, it was a growing city. So they thought, oh, let's make that the hub of car culture and cars. So like, you know, all the car manufacturers in Detroit looked at LA that way. That's where you get the birth of the freeway. That's where you get, and car culture becomes a car, like they came out here and kind of fucked up the whole public transit system to make this a car city.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When you say, I have a lot of ditzy moments. When you say birth of the freeway, what do you mean by that?
Like, if I...
like was...
like the 10 freeway, the 110. These were kind of like, I think they were the first in the country.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Southwest,
Damn.
That started like freeways out here.
So we started it and we're still the worst. Like we dug, you said, it's too late. We dug the hole. It feels
just a little too late.
Well, that's just like with the airport. I feel it's too late. They're trying to build it. It's too small. We don't keep building it. We got to move it or something. And then with the trains out here, like we should be way ahead of New York. Like we can't go anywhere. The traffic is so bad. I mean, same as New York, but like the fact that nobody uses the public system out here is weird.
Yeah,
I've gone on it once. I've been out here for 11 years.
Oh, really? Well, it's limited. It's growing, but I get on it occasionally. Like sometimes I live not that far from the red line, so I'll take the red line to downtown.
Yeah, that would be good too for downtown. But I was surprised. I was like, it's nice.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
I mean, at least the one I was on. I'm not sure about all of them.
Yeah,
but
and somebody's not smoking meth on there. It's pretty nice.
Well, people are smoking meth next to my apartment, so what's the difference? You got to do meth where you do it.
Hey, you got to do meth when the time is right.
Yeah. My wiener is also car related. I took a video. I'll add it to the episode when I post it. So for my apartment, it's where, I don't know if you know, it's La Brea and Hollywood is like this crazy. There's like 3 cars there. Yeah, and you go down. So the cars that are turning left to go down La Brea, they always run the light to where the whole and this is right after my apartment. I have to do this light every day. And every day they all block the intersection. So where it turns green, you can't go because it's just cars.
Yeah, it's blocked.
Today, and they started putting traffic control people.
Yeah, like a traffic control cop.
There.
Stopping them. Good.
This guy today, he was on his phone standing next to his car right before I was supposed to go. The whole intersection got blocked, and he was just there doing nothing. I was like, because it drives me crazy. Because what drives me crazy about it is these people are being selfish.
Yes.
They see it's piled up, and they go, I can't wait.
Yes.
I'm going to screw over all of these people because I'm a selfish prick.
Yeah. you need a traffic control cop who like loves his job. Oh, you know the ones that dance?
Yeah,
the ones that are like, they're like pop locking and like doing dance moves. When I see those cops, like the traffic control cops that are like dancing, I go, no one loves their job more than them. These guys are fucking dancing in the intersection. They're pop locking. They're like moving. I go, they're having a good ass time.
Yeah. I get so impressed when I see people with like really hard jobs with that energy.
Yeah.
Like the other day I was at the airport and I forgot what was going on, but like just the people at the check-in were like having so much fun with each other. And I'm like, imagine.
What airport was that?
I know,
It was
right?
Not LAX.
I'll tell you what
Yeah.
airport it was, and you'll be like, oh, this makes sense. It was the Burbank airport.
Of course.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I think it's only the second time I've gotten to fly out of there.
That's amazing.
Holy shit.
Amazing.
If that's not motivation to make it, I don't
Yes,
know what
yes,
is.
to fly out of Burbank. Nothing like a good tiny airport to fly out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I landed. Usually when I land at LAX, it feels stressful.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like I'm done flying. But it just is. You just feel like you land and you're like, I'm still not done traveling.
Yeah.
But landing at Burbank, I was like, whoo, we made
easy
it.
peasy. You look at the mountains.
Yeah, it
They're
was
just
so
like-
nice.
It's great. No.
Oh, speaking of mountains, you were so sweet so he was supposed to do the podcast when the fires happened.
Yeah.
You texted me that you couldn't make it while evacuating.
Yeah.
I was
that's
like, that is the nicest thing to
Yeah.
do. I didn't even have a chance to message you yet. I had
Yeah.
evacuated too. And I was just thought that was very sweet of you.
Oh, yeah. I try to stay on top of it.
Very
I
thoughtful.
know. I was just, I was holding down my thing and I go, hold on.
They're on the news. They're like, this very small podcast. I gotta let them know that I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah.
That was insane. But we don't have to get in the fires again. We've all been through that. Okay, so the reason I made the pilot in the podcast and everything, like I was saying, is just I love that we get to turn awful, embarrassing, miserable,
Yeah.
no matter the level of it, into
Of course,
jokes.
yeah.
It's like the luckiest thing in the world.
Yeah, it is. It is lucky.
It's fun because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this sucks. But then you have that mind that goes, but can I make
Yeah,
this into a
I can
joke?
make this some. Yeah, yeah, I can make it something.
Yeah. So do you have one that you made into a joke and one that doesn't work, or one that you haven't made into a joke yet?
One that I made into a joke is I made it into a TV episode and then I made it into a joke on stage. Me and my wife went on a hike and I ended up shitting my pants.
That was
And,
a true thing.
Yeah, that was a true thing. And I made that an episode and then I made a TV episode and then I made that a joke.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. So how much from the show is it a lot pulled from real life?
Yeah, like a fair, yeah, I mean, following the theme of your podcast, I would say like about 60, 70%, you know.
That's
I never
great.
worked at a gang rehabilitation center, but like, you know, I was in a chaotic past relationship like the one on the show. My cousin was a former gang member who got out of prison, and my mom was a janitor who would steal toilet paper from her job, like things like that. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that happened.
You really
I-
shit your pants.
I shit my pants. You know, we went on a hike, and my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, she packed this amazing lunch of like cheese and salami, and I didn't have my Lactaid with me. I have like lactose intolerant. I also have IBS.
Bad combo.
I shouldn't be eating any of this. And then I said, you know what? I think I'll be fine. And I'm overconfident. See what happens when you're overconfident? And then
You can't do it. Can't let it slip.
It doesn't. Not for me. It doesn't work. Self-doubt going. I shouldn't do that. That's more my style. But I ate it, and then when we were hiking back to the car, I ended up. I was in such pain, and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, "No, I had to take a shit." And then it got to the point where she could just go right here, and then she was still staying there, and I was like, "Run, get out of here!" And then I pulled my pants down and I shit all over the hiking trail. I always said that if I go back, maybe there's a tree there now.
Yeah.
I somehow fertilized the land. You know. But the joke that I made was that like my wife asked me, when did you know you wanted to marry me? And my punchline is, I knew I wanted to marry you the moment I shit my pants in front of you. Because you don't let somebody go with that information. You know? I go like, I'm not going to let you break up with me and then you have an ex-boyfriend that shit his pants. No. You're going to have a husband that shit his pants. We keep that in-house.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to lock it down. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
You don't let somebody go. That is like, all right, you. But then the joke was, at the end of the joke, I say like, I always say like, it taught me a lot though about how we love differently. I go, because you know, my wife loves me so much that she let that go. And then I go, which is crazy because if that happened to my wife, I would be telling you a story about my ex who shit her pants. Like, that's disgusting. It made me lose respect for her.
That's really good.
It's
So
still
yeah,
death do us part. How soon is on you?
Yeah. So that was one thing that I turned in.
That's good. How long were you guys dating? And do you remember when that
We were
happened?
dating for a while. I feel bad because
Okay.
we were dating for like 9 years before we got married.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, not before married, but before you.
Oh,
the shit.
like 8 years in.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
were very comfortable
Yeah.
around each other.
No, yes and no, because I'm not a person that farts around my
I'm
wife.
not
I'm not
either.
like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm very, because the bathroom is such an issue for me, and I have IBS and all that, I'm very self-conscious about it. So me and my wife don't fart around each other. The ironic part is we don't fart around each other but I fucking shit myself and whatever.
If you have IBS means you can never trust a fart.
You can never trust any of that. When I go to the bathroom, I turn the faucet and I play like heavy metal music on my phone, and I put it on a cup so it can echo. And so
Fills the void.
because I'm very self-conscious about it. But that's the ironic thing is that we don't fart in front of each other, but I ended up shitting in front of her.
Oh my God. My boyfriend always is like, why are you holding your farts? And I'm like, I don't want to be the farter.
I don't want to be that. I don't want to
be that.
I don't like that.
Yeah. And I'm like, let me just hold in my farts if I want to hold in my farts. You know?
We joke about it. Like we joke, but we don't do it. We don't fart in front of each other. I don't know. I saw this video of this like relationship expert. He was a psychologist.
Okay.
And he says, you're either, the only couples that work are if you rip in front of each other or don't rip in front of each other. But if they're mutually, a farter and a non-farter don't work out eventually. But if you get a person who's like, both of them agree, hey, we don't like that, we don't fart in front of you, or we both are okay with that, both work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to find your match through farts.
That's what or lack of.
Or lack of.
Or
I
lack
think
of.
I could see how that could work. Because
Yeah.
if one's the other, then they're just, like my boyfriend, he's like, just fart. Because it makes him feel self-conscious, I think, about his farts.
Yeah.
Because he lets it go. The other day I was laying on him, and I literally felt his stomach.
Oh.
I felt him push it out. And I go, did you just push out your fart? Like, I felt your stomach push it out.
Yeah.
And he goes, I pushed them out. Because he goes,
I don't want him in.
he goes, I felt it, so I let it out. And I'm like, no. And he's like, what? You let your farts fall out?
I go to the bathroom. I go outside. I just feel self-conscious about doing it. But again, I shit
But you
myself in
shit.
front of her.
And my thing is I have an overactive bladder.
Yeah.
So I pee the bed, and I'm pretty good about it now. But when I used to drink a lot back in the day.
Okay. That does not mix, by the way.
No. Bad mix.
Don't have a bad bladder and drink.
No. You're either in the bathroom line the entire time you're out, or then sometimes I would wet the bed.
I had an ex-girlfriend like that. She would drink a lot and she had like bladder issues. And whenever we were driving, and we were like a mess together. We would drink and drive. We would have like beers with us in the car. And then she'd be like, pull over, I need to trunk it. And then I go, what? And then I learned what this thing called trunking is pull over, and she would sit at the bumper of the car and then pee that way.
Yeah, like use it as a backrest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually do the two doors where you open the two side doors so you're blocked on both sides.
Oh, that's smart.
And then lean against the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you have to like have a bladder like that, that's the commercial. You're like, gotta go right now.
Yeah.
You have like 2 seconds. You're like, I'm either going to go or rip, or not rip. I was gonna say rip my zipper, or it sounds like I was gonna say rip ass. Like, that's not what I was
Or
gonna
let
say.
it flow.
Or yeah,
Let it-
I have broken so many zippers, and 2 before a show,
Oh,
from having to go, and then you get into the stall.
We need to get you stretchy jeans.
Stretchy
like
jeans?
with an elastic band, like where you tie them.
Yeah, I started buying the button pants.
Oh, there you go.
It sucks to put on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like punishment. You're like, you gotta pee again
Yeah.
as you button them all back up. but at least it saves me the zippers. I have a whole pile of pants. I'm like, I have to find a seamstress. I can't let all of these
Can't let them go.
these pants go.
Get the 90s snap pants.
Yes.
That Magic Mike pants.
Yes.
But that's how I feel like with like you shoot yourself, I pee myself. I have a joke where it does make you closer to a person.
Yeah, well, it makes you really vulnerable.
Yes.
It makes you really vulnerable. I remember when it happened, my wife was like trying to talk to me about it, and I go, "There's nothing to talk about." Like, we were driving back home, and then she was like, she was trying to console me by saying, "It's not your fault. Your body betrayed you." And I was like, "Yeah, this is not like. Let's just drive in silence, you know."
Oh God, yeah.
The worst.
Oh,
the worst.
This is kind of gross to ask. I'm sorry I'm doing it. Did you try to use a leaf or something?
She gave me so from us eating lunch at this hike, we had like 2 or 3 pitiful napkins left.
Okay, at least there was something.
Yeah, there was something. And then, it was the worst. Yeah.
I started taking, because I thought I used to have IBS. I was always bloated my entire life. And I started taking this, a symbiotic.
Yeah.
I take
a probiotic or?
It's a symbiotic. So it's a probiotic with a prebiotic.
Yeah.
The company I use is called Seed.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Let's get them to be the sponsor of this show.
Yeah. We got some clips for you.
Yeah.
This shit changed my life.
Yeah?
I haven't been bloated.
I'm going to take this down.
I'll
this like an
send it to
Activa
you.
type yogurt?
No, it's a pill. I take every morning. It's like a probiotic pill. Life changer. I thought the rest of my life I was going to be bloated. I thought maybe I might almost shit my pants all the time while peeing myself. I was like, this girl is a hot mess. And then this pill, I'm like, now I just piss myself.
There you go. At least it's one, it's better than 2.
I got a pill that I started taking that sponsored me for bladder medication. So that's
great.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's great.
A Seed. Oh my God.
Seed.
It's a big company, so they might not sponsor yet, but I will message them. But yeah, you have to try it.
Yeah, I'm going to try it.
They promote digestive health, bloating, cardiovascular health, and skin health.
Come on, all things that are. Come on, they're knocking it out the park.
I didn't even know it was skin health. I could always use that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good one that you made into a joke. Have you had one either like that's not working or that you haven't done yet? Or that you don't want to try on stage? Usually people talk about like doctor visits or
things that I don't want to try on stage.
I'm trying to think of like...
I almost try anything. I'm trying to think. Something that I don't want to try on stage
Or that you tried and didn't really like work or come off the right way.
No, because I'm kind of cautious because I do write about a lot of things that happen to me. So there are certain things that I won't like make fun of just because it involves family.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't want to make things that like involve like if they're not going to be okay with it.
I learned that the hard way. I took a stand-up class when I was in Florida, and one of the exercises was to write something about a family member.
Yeah.
And I made a joke about my aunt.
Yeah.
And then I got nervous that I didn't tell her. And then I did it. And then we went to like a family reunion. And then her ex-husband's family was saying that was so funny about. And then so it was like the people who laughed at it were like the last people that you'd even want to hear it or laugh at her. Like I love
because they might be laughing for the wrong reason.
They were laughing at the wrong reasons.
Yes, that's tough.
Oh, it was really early on. Yeah. Now I'm like, if I don't want them to hear it, then I can't say it.
I will say this, not to take it back to shit, but once you start making jokes about taking the shit in front of your, shitting your pants in front of your wife, it becomes hard to not, you're okay with almost anything.
Yeah.
Totally. You're okay with almost anything.
Because that is some that people have talked about that they haven't been able to make into jokes is shitting themselves.
Yeah, shitting myself is one. Because I just thought, and you know what's so funny is so many people come up to me and go, like sometimes when I'm on the road, couples will come up and go, I've shit my pants in front of her. Or a woman, I shit my pants in front of him. So that has happened where people have come up to me.
That's so funny. Yeah. It brings them together.
Yeah. So, I think once you're okay with that, I don't know. I'll joke almost, if it's about myself, I'll joke about almost anything.
Yeah. Well, also like what you're saying is like when you know your voice, you know what to try and what not to try.
Yeah, you know what to try and what not. I was like, trying to think. I don't know. I had this joke about like deportation that I was doing, and then now I don't want to do it because it's so prevalent in the news that I feel like I don't want people to laugh for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, the joke is that I go, some people will ask me like, oh, why did some Latinos vote for Trump? Is it because they're conservative? And I go, no. It has nothing to do with politics. I go, you don't know this, but he personally called us individually and promised that he would deport one family member we don't like. And then I go, and then when people say like, oh, but I thought Latinos were family orientated. And I go, yeah, what's more family orientated than having a family member you dislike?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you don't hang out with your family, if you don't have a family member you don't like, you don't hang out with your family.
Enough.
Yeah, enough. So that was the joke. I think it's a funny joke, but sometimes I go, I don't want to do a joke like that because I go, this shit is so prevalent in the news that I'm like, I don't want to be reminded about shit that's like, I don't want to hear or is bad. I go... Or sometimes, like, you might get somebody laughing for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, I didn't want them to... They're laughing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a clever joke, though.
Yeah, I think so. But, so, for the most part, like, things personal about me, I don't give a shit anymore. As long as it's about me and not the, Yeah.
That's great. And that's the way it should be.
I think so, too.
Sometimes it's just more challenging. Sometimes, like, get into things. But, like, I've had... I think some comics talk about death, and they've done such good ways of doing the joke where I'm like, it doesn't even seem sad at all. Like, I think anything.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
If people can make sad shit funny, that's the best. I don't know. I feel like I'm the person that doesn't deal with serious topics, so I try to make silly things funny because, like, something like that hits me so hard that I go, nobody needs to see me work out a therapy session on stage, But there's people that are so good at it. Like, they make that shit funny.
What's his name? Sadiq?
Ali Sadiq. Who'd been in prison and went through a lot. He's a master.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's a master.
So good at jokes. He could talk about anything that was, like, really serious.
Truly like a storyteller, that dude. He's really funny.
That was a roller coaster, all of those.
Yeah, all of those specials about prison and his family. He's great.
It was really good. Well, then do you have one more story you could share with us from real life?
Yeah, I have. What's another story? So, I have this story that, this is more like observational, but it is personal. I go, in the joke, I say, I know I'm getting older because my back hurts all the time. My vision's getting blurry. And I'm also waking up in the middle of the night screaming. And then I go, just realizing that all the women I thought I was cybering with on AOL when I was 15 were actually men. And that's like a real thing. I used to, as a teenager, I used to go on AOL and I would I would cyber. I would have cyber sex with what I was convinced were women. And now I'm like, no, those were probably dudes I was talking to.
Yeah, probably.
Those are probably old pedophiles I was talking to. I always joke, in the joke I go, anybody here from the AOL generation? And people like clap. I always go, we were rickrolled by pedophiles. Like, I think about that all the time. Like, I go,
no.
So the joke is about me really like coming to terms with, oh shit, I think I was talking to men that whole time that I thought it was women,
Because what if you think of, now that you know, like, women, like, no woman is on a chat.
No, even in the joke I say, and it's starting to unravel, I go, the other day it hit me. I was like, why would a 40-year-old woman ask a 15-year-old boy to send a picture of him spreading his ass? I'm like, what woman would ask for that? I go, in the joke I go, I just remember at the time thinking, I guess this is what older women like,
Yeah, then you're like moving forward, you just spread your ass.
Yeah. I'm like doing it to my wife. Yeah. I'm like, she was like, who likes this? I go, the women on the internet when I was young really love this. Yeah.
Oh my God. There were such creepy, I was always on like AIM and AOL.
AIM, there was, if you guys don't remember, there was a romance section of the AOL. It was like, male for female chat.
Yeah.
There was male female male chat where it's like,
oh, I don't remember that.
there was the swinger ones. There was all kinds and I would get in these fucking chats. And I also joke around that there was 2 types of chats I would go to. I would go to the like cyber chats, and then there was another chat. They're not in the joke, but when I was growing up, for some reason, there was a chat called Mexicans versus Puerto Ricans. And it would just be us talking shit to each other.
Also pedophiles in there, too.
Yeah, also probably pedophiles in there, too. No.
Getting turned on by the rivalry.
By the tension.
Yeah. I remember some weird messages because, like, I was so young. And then I just, like, I remember, like, what was, like, they would ask, oh, there was
ASL.
Age, sex, location.
Yeah.
And I remember one guy, this was the creepiest thing. I shouldn't even say that's so creepy, but he was like, do you shave? And I was like, I think I should get off of this. I was like, oh no, it's getting really dark.
It's creepy.
quick.
I'm telling you, I was going in there in cybering as like a horny fucking 15-year-old, and I'm convinced like now, knowing what I know about women, I go, sure, there's a few scumbag women out there that would probably do this, but on the whole, chances are I was talking to men.
There's a 98% chance
I was talking to some fucking pervert.
So weird.
And I was convinced. I was like, this woman in New Jersey really digs me.
Hey, what is this? Confidence. It was the confidence.
See, that's what I'm telling you. Confidence will always fuck me up.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
When I'm overly confident, it fucks me up. Yeah.
That's like when you're watching a show or a movie and then the person's feeling good. You're like, oh no, what's going to happen? This isn't going to be good.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it goes back to that. So you're right. I was overly confident. I go, yeah, of course. Never sent me a photo. We like never talked on the phone. I just believed all these people. I believed that they were women.
Oh. Because when you're a kid, you're like, why didn't you? Like, I used to get phone calls on the house line and being like, oh my God, Mom, I just won a free cruise.
Yeah.
And you're like, you didn't win.
You didn't win. Yes.
Like, well, then why did they say I won a free cruise?
I know. It's old people and young horny boys fall for the same things, you know? They fall. Nobody gets scammed more than old people. And young horny kids. My mom's gotten to the age where she's getting tricked on Facebook by buying things on Facebook. No. Old people on Facebook, it breaks my heart.
It does.
Yeah, it breaks my. Nothing sadder than when you see an old person on Facebook, and that's who's still on Facebook, by the way. And then when they'll post on their page, for example, "Hey Ronnie, I miss you. Hope you're doing okay." You posted this on your page, not on theirs.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
They don't know.
They're just writing away. Yeah, I've had like my Grammy write on like a reel that was dirty and not understand. Like good job or something like that. I'm like, you're not even supposed to see this.
It breaks my heart.
Well, yeah, I told my mom now, I was like, if you want to buy something, send it to me first. So I can do some reviews and then buy it.
Yes.
And every time she sends me something, it is the biggest scam ever.
I know.
I don't even think I see stuff on my Facebook to buy things. It must be just her algorithm.
It's her algorithm.
Yeah. She bought one thing.
I bought one t-shirt off Instagram because I got a weak spot for the Sandlot.
Yeah.
It went from the package straight into the trash can so quickly.
It was that bad of a t-shirt?
Oh, he showed it to me. It was really, the print was like hard.
Yeah.
It was
indescribable. It was.
Yeah.
You might as well
it was
put
like
a
it was
piece
starched.
of paper and staple
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Yeah.
It was exactly like that.
A starch stapled piece of paper.
Oh my God. That's so funny. They just took a photo and then stapled it. Here's your t-shirt, dummy.
Instagram versus reality. That's that for you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got Mike. So at the end of the episode, I do a Misery Loves Company segment where someone sends in a story.
Oh, great.
A miserable story. But this one, Mike told me recently.
Yeah.
And I thought was so good. And also, you're a big music person, right?
Yeah.
I figured from the show you can tell. And then you did lesser known characters and stuff. But this, I thought a music lover, it would hit harder.
Yeah.
Because this story.
Okay.
She basically
Okay.
told me I was sad.
It is. No. It is. It's such a good Misery Loves Company story. So, Mike, take it away.
So my college breakup, it was a fun one, and this was back in the times of CDs before Spotify or anything
This breaks
like
my heart
that.
because I know where this is going.
So this narcissistic gal decided, I'm going to make him a mix CD to get over me. The narcissism of that is like, how many bands do I want to ruin for you?
Yeah.
She had like written the names of the bands on the outside of the CD and stuff, and like knew the code to get into my apartment, so she like put it outside my door.
Oh my God.
So it was just like, chill with this, and like I can't tell you what all was on there because as soon as I put it in, I was like, you're just trying to ruin so many songs for me.
Yeah.
But, the one that she crept in there, I was like, all right. I didn't know about Ben Harper. Ben Harper, you can stay.
Yeah.
Jenny, you're out, but Ben Harper, you can stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bitch had the nerve to send me Walk Away by Ben Harper.
I love that she was like, you're over me. You're not over me. You're going to have a hard time. So let me help you get over me.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
What?
That is crazy. You know what, though? I used to joke about this, is that I feel so ashamed because, like, anytime I got broken up with, I was a letter writing fool.
Really?
Yeah, I would write an email or a letter being like, hey, see you on the flip side. Like, on some, like, gonna miss you. I thought we had a good thing. Oh, what a cringy asshole I was.
So it was like a nice letter, but more of like you fucked up.
No, it was, if I'm being honest, it was me trying to get the last word.
Okay. Yeah.
It was me trying to get the last word.
He just brought back the most haunted memory I think I ever have as a kid. Ooh.
no.
Letters.
Oh, letters are the worst.
How about this for a bad memory then? Letters aren't only the worst, but what if somehow the letters you didn't send got into someone's hands?
Oh,
That would be bad.
That's
what if you're an only child and
embarrassing.
thought like behind your bed, if you wrote something that you were never going to give to anybody and you just crumpled it up and threw it behind your bed, it was a safe space? Only to have your mother invite like a youth group of people over.
Oh, God.
Only to be locked out of your bedroom suddenly and find out that...
This happened to you?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Oh, yeah. You just brought back like a trauma memory.
What was on the letter?
Oh, crush story about the girl down the street.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So now there's suddenly a bunch of other girls who know said girl down the street reading said letters.
That's tough.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, that was blocked out for a reason.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
we dug it out.
that came back.
Yeah, like never had the nerve to ever give one of those letters to someone.
Yeah.
But someone taking them and reading
This is why I
them.
don't keep a journal. Because I go, if I could, my thought is if somebody finds it, they're going to laugh. Like, I don't keep it. I keep it inside and let it know that it'll kill me at the age of like 60 or 70. Like,
These are like 30 drafts of unprofessed 5th grade love.
Oh, no. When I journal, I'll always try because I'll be like, you see like the documentary with Gary Shandling and shit, and you're like, these people with these cool journals of their whole life. I'm like, that's awesome. So, but then anytime I would journal, I would get like past whatever phase or mood I was in. Yeah. Because you're clearly like.
And then you become self-conscious about what you wrote.
Yeah, and I tear it out and I throw it away. So all my journals are just like ripped out pages of empty books.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that's embarrassing. I don't want someone to see that.
I don't even keep it.
No.
I don't even keep one. I don't do it. I'm too embarrassed. I do have a cool thing I want to read one day, and I don't know when I will, but do you remember like girls in like middle school and high school, we would fold those little notes that pack, the cool folded notes you pass back and forth? I have a shoebox full of them. That's dope.
I think it was from middle school.
That's actually cool though, because that's like such a, it's a nostalgic trip, but it's like a cool, it speaks to like the innocence of kids and like
we'll see how innocent they are though. Right. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Like what is on, because that's like the age where you're like learning all the bad things.
Yes, of
so
course.
You're like, what the hell did I write back then?
Yeah.
That'll be crazy. Did you ever have a girl write back to a note, or did you get the last word most of the time?
Oh, no. They never wrote back because they probably were like, look at this loser can't let go. It was the worst.
I did a weird thing. This sounds weird just to say. Sometimes I don't even say this, but then I started and I'm like, it's too late. I remember like going through breakups earlier in life, like not earlier in life, but like pretty much when breakups would end, I would be like, can we have sex one more time? Because I never liked sleeping around, so I'd always just sleep with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, then it's like not only is a relationship ending, I'm like, oh, but I'm not going to have sex anymore.
Yes.
I'm like, can we just have sex
That's so funny.
one more time?
Hitting up your ex like, hey, can we just...
I get it. We're done. But like...
That's hilarious.
How weird is that?
That's so funny.
This would be something I would journal and tear
out. Not for
them.
No guy is going to think that's weird.
Yeah, I can explicitly remember that. Hey, I know it's been a couple weeks. I don't know if you're getting it. I need to get. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even be a couple weeks. It would be like mid breakup. I'd be like, no, but can we just have sex? And I'm like, new penis is the worst thing. When a girl thinks of a breakup, you're like, I have to see a new penis.
Well, I haven't made a joke, but I want to, is that I could never cheat on my wife because cheating is fucking someone, and I'm not fuck you good the first time. I'm fuck you good like after a month.
Yeah, once you
and
get
then
to
I
know
go,
them.
and at that point I'm having an affair. Like,
yeah.
So I'm not like, I can't cheat because I'm just like, I won't be happy with my one-time performance. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to build a reputation. We're gonna have to have inside jokes. We're gonna have to have some chemistry. Like,
that'd be a great joke.
Yeah, I haven't done it, but it's just one of those things that I go, I'm not a cheating guy. Cheating is fucking. I go, I'm an affair guy, and I don't want to be an affair guy. I don't want to be an affair guy.
That's funny. Inside jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta have inside jokes. You gotta know something fucked up about me to be like, okay, that makes sense. Like,
and then you tie it back to the shitting thing, and then you're gonna know so much about me, I have to marry you.
Yeah, now I'm raising 2 families in 2 different cities.
Yeah, just make it spiral.
Yeah,
how deep could it get?
Yeah.
You should definitely do that one.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of guys feel that way too.
Yeah. I don't knock it out the park the first time. I go, give me a few tries, and
I feel like most people don't.
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable. You're like, it's in the movies they make this first time they hook up seem like, oh, just fuck it. It's just like so good, and the chemistry was so built up and tension. You're like,
yeah.
It's usually not like that. Like,
I always joke that I go, if you're good at sex, you have nothing to do.
Yeah. And then once again, too confident.
Too confident. Yeah, too confident.
All right. Well, we did it.
We did it.
What would you like to plug?
People can follow me on Instagram at Chris Estrada Comic, and then I don't know when this is coming out, but
probably
they can find me on the road.
Okay. I'll put all the dates below.
You got it.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you so much
thank you for having me, Mandy. It's fun.
Yay! And we're gonna do a little Patreon, so make sure to shoot over there. All right. Bye.